Koine Greek, simplified. Welcome to the easiest way to understanding Koine Greek with Godson and Gospel. Have a wonderful experience.
Hello everyone. If today is your first time coming to Koine Greek Simplified Classroom, please like us, give us thumbs up, comment, subscribe and share it. Stay tuned again with us on our lesson 5, more on present active indicative verbs. May I introduce to you again the Professor, Dr. Godson Ebujo. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you very much, Lady I.J. Habunwa, our honorable anchor person. You are doing great. You are doing great job in this our classroom. Remember, wherever you are watching us, this is Koine Greek, which I've always said that is a bit different from the classical Greek that is spoken today. This is mainly for biblical interpretation exegesis as well as proper homiletics for proper understanding of the biblical passages. Of course, you know quite well that the New Testament version of the Bible, aspect of the Bible, was written in Greek before it went into some other translations of some other languages. Today, the last time we discussed certain things on verbs, passing, the stem, the mood, and the voice. Today, we are continuing with the present active indicative verbs. Remember, I told us earlier on that we are not in a haste. We are taking it step by step to introduce you to proper understanding of the Koine Greek so that wherever you see it, wherever you find yourself, you'll be able to identify the words, parse it, know why it is used in a particular biblical passage, and how to apply same. Thank you very much. Now, look at this. We talked about the endings of the present active indicative verbs in the last class. Today, I want to introduce us on how these endings are applied to the stems. Remember, we said something in lesson number 4 concerning the stems and the endings of a noun and a verb. Let's look at this. To find out the stem of the Greek word, for instance, the word luo. To find out the stem of this word, you simply have to do a kind of elimination of the ending. When you remove this ending, the remaining is the stem. Secondly, if you look at this, you will agree with me that though we've not gotten to translation, I'm just introducing us to the background information on present active indicative verbs. Now, if you look at this, you notice that there are two parts, as I said earlier on, the stem and the ending. And this ending is what I introduced to us as I in Greek, because it's omega in Greek and it's I in English. Now, if you have another stem, and you so desire to change this from I to you singular, you simply have to add the A's. If you have another stem, the same stem, using the same stem, and you want to change this to third person singular, you simply have to add A. Then, going to the plural side, if you have the same stem and you want to make it first person plural, you simply have to add omen. The same is applicable to when you want to make it second person plural. You simply have to add a te. Then, if you want to get a third person plural, you simply have to add oc, of which sometimes you have something like this, a movable nu. Therefore, it could be oc or osin. So wherever you see it this way, don't get confused, because the nu is movable. It could be there or it could not be there. That is that. So in order to clarify us on this, if the ending of a present active indicative verb is omega, it simply means that the subject of the sentence is I. If the ending is is, it simply means that the subject of the sentence is you singular. While doing this, you will have to always identify with small s here or p to differentiate when you are dealing with you singular or you plural in Greek. Remember, I said in the last class, in lesson 4, that Greek has a way of distinguishing between the you singular and the you plural. Then, if the verb ends in a, it means that the subject of the sentence is he, she, or it. Then, if the ending is omen, it means that the subject of the sentence is we. Then, if the ending is ete, it means that the subject of the sentence is you, plural. Identify that with the P. Then, if the sentence ends, if the word ends with osin or osin, as the case may be, you know that the subject of the sentence is they. So with this, you'll be able to find out what the ending is and what the meaning it represents. So let me cite an example before I give you the vocabulary that you'll be able to study and then do some assignment that I will leave with you on the comment section. Now look at this. The word like lambda upsilon, then you add this ending. Okay, by the side here, I tell you this is omega, ace, a, omen, ete, osin. Now, this is a word, lambda upsilon, of which when you add an ending, it becomes slow, and this slow is an English word. It's a Greek word that means I lose. I lose. You may ask a funny question. Why I call it funny question is because you may say, what if I remove the ending, with this lambda and upsilon mean lose? No, it will not mean lose, because Greek goes with the stem and the ending to form a complete meaning. The same is applicable here. You have luo, I lose. Then if you add the second person, lues, it means you singular lose. If you take the third person, lui, it means he loses, she loses, or it loses, depending on the gender that is applicable. Now, if you go to the first person plural, it means we lose. Then, if it becomes third person, second person plural, it means you plural lose. Now, if it changes to losing, it becomes they lose. All right, at this juncture, I want to give you some vocabularies, then a little exercise that you will do and present at the comment section. Look at the following vocabulary that I want you to memorize. A word like akao, which means I hear. You have baptizo, which means I baptize. Then you have a word like blepo, which means I see. You have a word like ginosko, which means I know. You have a word like grapho, which means I write. You have a word like didasco, which means I teach. When we come to the next class, I will give us more vocabulary. Then I want you to do this exercise. Look at these words. Look at their meaning. So in this exercise, I want you to give me the English meaning of the words I will give you and the Greek meaning of the words I will give you. Just tre. Let's do a little play on that. Tre. All right. Exercise. Translate into English. 1. 2. 3. Okay, this one you translate to English. Now, take the one you will translate to Greek. Translate to Greek. 1. Two. Three. Have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Practice this and prepare yourself for biblical interpretation, exegesis, and application.
Remember, in lesson 4, I presented to us the endings of the present active indicative verbs. But now in lesson number 5, I want us to mind this. If the ending is omega, the subject of the sentence is I. If the ending is is, the subject of the sentence is you singular. If the ending is a, the subject is he, she, or it. If the ending is omen, the subject is we. And if the ending is ete, the subject is you plural. Whereas if the ending is osin, the subject is they. Now, if you want to get the stem of a word, you simply have to separate the ending from the stem. As far as the present active indicative is concerned, when you remove these endings from the word, you are getting the stem. Mind you, when you remove the ending and get the stem, just like in a word, like the first word in the vocabulary here, alpha, kappa, omicron, epsilon, omega, if you remove the omega, which is the ending, you will not say that alpha, kappa, omicron, epsilon can mean here, since the ending omega means I. No. So it is the rule of the language, the Koine Greek language, that the two parts of a word must work together to give a meaningful word. Therefore, you don't separate them and give them different meaning. No, bring them together and give them one particular meaning. That was why in the vocabulary here you see alpha, kappa, omicron, epsilon, omega as akao. Akao. Probably the pronunciation might be different from the current day spoken Greek. However, what we are dealing with is the Koine Greek. In other words, what we may call the street language during the Greco-Roman world. Okay, this akao means I hear. Baptizo means I baptize. Blepo means I see or I watch or I beware of. Ginosko means I know. Grapho means I write. Didasko means I teach. Egero means I raise. Estio means I eat. Now, I want you to play around this exercise here. Just play around them. Try to play around them. You see in your vocabulary, there is a word, blepo. Now the ending is changing. So tell us what it could mean. Just play around it. In the comment section, you could just tell us what you think. Play with it. Play with it. Play with it. Play with it. Just have fun. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Today's lesson 5, present active indicative verbs. Yes, if you missed anything, please go back to the previous lessons. Lesson 1, Greek alphabet. Lesson 2, vowels and diphthongs. Lesson 3, transliteration. Lesson 4, we introduced you on the parts of speech. And today's lessons again. Remember to share your consents, give us replies on the comment section. Also, like, still comment, give us thumbs up, and share it. Remain blessed as always. See you on the next class. Bye.